Have you ever felt like you're just on a hamster wheel where it's like you're just going through the motions of life day in and day out? You wake up, you get ready, you go to work, you deal with a whole bunch of stuff at work. You come home, you're so tired from all the stuff you had to deal with that you kind of just veg out to recover. Then you go to bed late, and then you have to wake up early and do it over and over again. Rinse and repeat, day in and day out, with no end in sight. I feel like this is the case for most people, and it was the case for me for a good portion of my life, just because I didn't know that there were different paths that I could explore. So in this video, I want to just share with you how I was able to break out of a cycle and move forward with more purpose and intention. So if you're ready, if you have an open mind, I hope that you will stick around. So let's get into it. So the first thing that I needed to stop doing was comparing myself to others. I think for most of my life, I had this program in my head based on, I guess, society, like what they say you should be doing by what age, right? So it's like, oh, by so-and-so age, you should have your own house, you should have your car, you should have your 2.5 kids, all of that stuff, right? That's just how we grow up, and we think that we're supposed to go through life. But just because that's what other people are doing doesn't mean that that's what I needed to be doing. But because I thought I needed to do that, I always just felt so behind, or I felt like I was keeping up, but at the same time kind of drowning, like just drowning honestly in debt for forever, because it was like I was acquiring all the things that I thought I'm supposed to acquire to just show that I'm living the American dream, and in the process it's like becoming a nightmare. So anyway, I digress. But all this to say, I realized that my timeline isn't going to be the same as anybody else's timeline. And also, my goals shouldn't be the same as everybody else's. Once I got out of that, it was a game changer. My whole view of life in general just totally changed. Now I'm just all about becoming the best version of myself, a little at a time, just getting 1% better each day. And it's so much better for my mental health and just for my overall outlook on life in general, because now it's kind of like a game, because it's just me against my past self and doing something that moves the needle towards my ideal self. I've been trying this YouTube thing and it's going all right. Thanks guys for watching, but like that's been fun, just like seeing what I'm capable of doing and being able to create and share with you guys. That's the thing. And then even just in real estate, building up a portfolio, and then also just maintaining my health, my sprightliness and everything, just becoming the best version of myself as I'm in my 40s. Whereas a lot of people around me that are also around the same age, I just feel like they've all settled, and I don't want to settle. The main thing I don't want to happen at the end of my life is that I look back and regret that I didn't try certain things, that I didn't do certain things. So now I'm all about trying whatever I want to learn, I'm all about going to learn it. So all of this to say, once I stopped worrying about what everyone else is doing and I just focused on what I was capable of, it was a game changer. And so I invite you guys to do the same. All right, let's talk about the next thing. The next thing I want to talk about is just how important it is to nourish our bodies. Like, it's so important to just keep track and be intentional about what you put into your body each day, because it's too easy now, especially with all the foods that are available. Like, I remember when I was little and fast food was already a thing when, 30 years ago, but it wasn't so easy. It wasn't as easy to just get fast food, especially we didn't have DoorDash and stuff. You had to physically actually go places. But now it's too easy to have it delivered to your door. It's too easy to just grab something that really isn't that great for you. But in the moment, maybe because of the different stresses we're going through, or maybe because we didn't sleep enough, it's harder for us to make good intentional decisions on what we put in our body. And we'll talk about sleep in a moment. But yeah, it's all interconnected. So at the end of the day, we have to remember that what we are putting in our bodies now is an investment for our future self. And sometimes it's hard to think about our future self. Sometimes we're just right now, this is what I need, or this will help me feel better. I need this little pick me up, this little dessert, this little treat, but I mean, I think sometimes that's where we have to do more inner work and figure out what really is triggering us to feel that way, and also realize the power that certain foods, especially sugar, can just have, the power that we are allowing these foods to have over us just because we haven't taken the power back for ourselves. Just doing our best to make better decisions, staying away from ultra processed foods, you know, eating fruit instead of having a fruit drink or a soda, you know, just having good whole foods, lean meats, and not so much processed stuff. It goes a long way. Over time, you will just feel that your body will just feel better, and then you will feel better, and then it'll be easier to make better decisions in just life in general. And you will be nicer to other people, and other people will like you because you're nice to them, and then other opportunities can also come up as a result. But also, I'm out here on a walk because sunlight is so important, guys. It's so important, and it's so underrated. Like, just going out in the sun or just going outside and getting fresh air just makes you feel like 10 times better, and it also helps you to put your thoughts together better. So that's why I was like, for part of this video, I'll be outside. Let's see what happens. So hopefully this is a good part of the video. Hopefully you didn't click out yet, right? So you're still here. All right. Another thing that is so underrated, but I feel like it's helped me so much, is just getting enough sleep. Like, you guys know, first of all, that I sleep on the floor, and I'm all about like, yeah, sleep and sleeping optimally. But honestly, just in general, being able to get 7 or 8 hours of sleep in general it's a game changer, because that's just the foundation. That's just the foundation of your life, really. Like, if you're able to do that, you will be so much more efficient in other areas of your life, like the awake part of your life, because you will be able to focus better. You won't feel like procrastinating as much. You'll have a better temperament, so other people will like you also. And then you will just get by in life so much better by just getting enough sleep. I realize, like, so many people are just so irritable because they did not get enough sleep, and then they take it out on other people, and they feel like everyone's annoying them and everyone's out to get them. But no, you have messed your own self up by not getting enough sleep. So don't take it out on other people. We're tired of it, like literally tired. But like, for real, like, if you could get your 7 to 8 hours of sleep, you will just do the rest of life better. You'll be more productive, and you won't feel like you're running out of time to do everything. You'll make better decisions with how you nourish your body. You will therefore be less likely to be overweight, because like 40% of adults right now are like either obese or at least overweight. So that's really worrisome. It doesn't help that ultra processed foods are available everywhere so readily. But if you get enough sleep, you will be less likely to succumb to those vices. Like, for real, we are actually doing ourselves a great service by going to sleep in a timely manner. Now, people will be like, I'll sleep when I die, you know, life is too short. Well, the thing is, you are making your life shorter by not sleeping enough, and you will die sooner. So you will get to sleep forever sooner because you did not sleep enough while you were still alive. Okay, guys? So just stop it. just get the sleep, and then come back and tell me your life is not better. Just try. All right. Okay. All right. Next. If you want to make sure that you're getting legit sleep, definitely check out the Ultra Human Ring Air. I've been using mine for several months now, and it's been a great indicator, making sure that I'm getting not only enough sleep, but quality sleep. It also checks things like your VO2 max. It can track your period, all those things. So definitely check it out below. If you see this video by December 2nd, they are having a Black Friday sale, and the code is NT20, all right? So you'll get 20% off your purchase. If you see it after then, it's okay. Don't worry, you can still get 10% off your purchase, NT10. All right, check it out below. The next thing I wanted to talk about was how shifting my money mindset really helped me to just take a different path in life and realize that there are more ways to make money than trading your time for money. So, you know, most of us, especially just society as a whole, like, we grow up believing that the main way, the safe way to make money is by going into a job. You know, you go to school and stuff, you learn a skill, right? You specialize in a certain skill. Then when you get out, you find a job in that skill, and you go and you do that day in and day out for 8 hours a day, for 40 hours a week, at least for 40 years of your life. And then once you're done all that, you can retire and live happily ever after when you're already old and almost dead. I realized though that I didn't want to do the same thing for the rest of my life. It just felt like there were other things I could be doing. Sometimes you only know what you grow up with. You only know what is fed to you, what is taught to you in schools and things like that. And it took me like meeting like business owners. It took me just like going on YouTube, going on social media, and seeing that a different life was possible and a different way to make money was possible. That's when it was like, oh, there's like a whole world out there, and I'm just stuck in my little bubble of what I thought life is supposed to be. But I was feeling very antsy and unsettled for many years of my life because I just kept trading my time for money and being like, this is just what I'm supposed to do because this is what everyone does. That's what they call a midlife crisis, right? But maybe it's a midlife awakening, because for me, in my case, it's like when you go through a midlife crisis and you feel like you're settling, or you feel like life isn't what you want when you get around 40 or whatever, you decide to go buy, I don't know, you decide to go buy a nice new car to feel better. You buy a bigger house to feel better. I don't know, like people deal with this stuff in different ways. Rather than only trading time for money, I would also like to take some of that money and buy assets or invest in myself in a way that I can create things that make money continuously. You know, after I do them once or I put in some effort once, it still comes back like passive income. And when I realized that, I was like, wait a second. I don't need to wait 40 years to retire. I don't need to just invest in the stock market and pray that over time it will go up and then in 40 years I will have some money. What about right now? How can I make some more money right now? And so that's kind of just how I ended up on YouTube. So thank you everybody for your support here. That's also just how I got into real estate, because I was like, hey, if I can just save some money rather than buying all this stuff on Amazon, rather than buying all these new cars and just like trying to make myself happy with material things, if I could just take some of that money and invest it in something that's going to pay for itself, you know, by having tenants and stuff, then that's what I need to be doing. And that was a whole mindset shift. But the thing is that most people aren't doing that because it feels unsafe, it feels insecure, it feels like it's a risk. But I'm realizing that a real risk is thinking that by learning a certain skill and staying at your job and doing the best job you can for them, that you are going to be guaranteed a job. If companies need to lay off, they're going to lay off. Like, you can't control those things. And so I just wanted to have something that was more in my control. Like, it's just more about not depending on someone else for a paycheck. It's more about building my own dreams rather than just putting in hours to build someone else's dreams. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with a 9 to 5. I'm just saying we can't go through life depending on that. There's so many people that retire, you know, and they really don't have much when they retire. Because they followed all the rules, they put money aside, but at the end of the day, it's like when they go to retire, they either get sick and they can't really enjoy the money that they've set aside, or they use it for medical bills, or they get to retirement age and they can't retire because they weren't able to set aside anything. So the question is it that we need to save and be frugal all the time and just like pinch our pennies and like not enjoy the here and now? Or is it that we could find ways to make more income now? And the thing is, you only have a finite amount of time, right? You can't work 100 hours a week every week and be like, yeah, this is great, now I have a lot of money. Because when are you gonna spend the money? You're at work all the time. Like, I'm not saying that we need to trade more time for money, but I'm saying there's other ways we could leverage our time. We could leverage the work that we do to scale, right? So that we put in efforts, but it scales on its own. Like, there's just other ways to make money where it's not just a direct correlation. So it's just something to think about, you know. But we don't grow up learning these things. We don't learn about like entrepreneurship. We don't learn about how to sell things, market things. We just learn that we need to find a career and do it for 40 years. And I don't want to do that. I want to enjoy life now. I want to feel like I am being of help now to other people, that I'm able to be my best self now, that I'm not just waiting for the weekend. I'm not working 5 days to live for 2 days on the weekend. I'm not waiting 40 years to go somewhere. I'm just doing my best now to reach my full potential and also hopefully help others in the process. So yeah, those are my thoughts. Like, those are some ways that you can get out of the status quo, you know, and really be better off than 99% of people. Let me know what you think below. I'd love to hear from you guys, and I'll see you next time. All right, bye.